Not your average tabletop. Woohoo!
Welcome to Not Your Average Tabletop. I'm Zach.
And I'm Pepper.
And today we're doing a top 5, top 10
This
total.
this is a
Heels
weird, crazy video.
It is a crazy
Who
video.
came up with this wild idea?
I was just thinking of it the other day, and I thought, you know what? We're going to try it. We'll see how it works. It's our top 10 Babyface heel games. We will each do 5 apiece. If you don't know quite what that means, it is kind of a term in wrestling. So WWE, WWF, if you've ever watched that.
Yep. So the baby face would be the good guy, and the heel would be the bad guy.
Wow, pointing at me. Wow. So yeah, we're kind of mixing two of our loves, passions, and making a list out of it, because that's another one of our passions, making lists. Checking them twice. But yeah, this one was interesting. When we discussed these ahead of time, just so that we'd have in total 10 different baby faces, 10 different heels. When we went and initially made some lists, we didn't have any let's do it based off of this. Just went in it, and overall, I think we had some similar feels, but some things we sort of disagreed on a little bit. So, a little bit of you'll feel a little bit of what we both thought in our list.
We'll see. I have storylines and matchups made up and everything here. No, I did not go that far, but I could. I am that crazy.
But yeah, if you let us know which ones you think are kind of the baby faces, good guys, and which ones are the heels over there, the bad guys. How you would put these, and if you think these are good choices or we are totally wrong.
We're just completely crazy for doing this.
Completely insane. Yes, that might be. But I could start off with maybe a baby face, and I will start with Kingdomino. It's a game that just feels like it's good. It's a good good guy, good game. I don't think it's trying to do anything mean, not trying to do anything that just would make people despise the game. Yeah. It's not trying to do too much. It's just consistent. You know what you're getting from him.
It's a good mid-card babyface.
It is. You just put him out there, and he's just going to do the right thing.
Yeah.
He's got a good look to him. He looks good.
Good-looking kid.
That helps as well. And yeah, I think that's a pretty solid pick for that. I don't know how far to describe these.
Yeah, it's a weird thing.
It's a little difficult to describe. But yeah, it's just what it feels like.
Yeah, it is. It's very approachable. You just look at it, you're like, it puts a smile on your face.
It does.
I'll go with the baby face as well. Or should we go back and forth?
We can go back and forth. So you can do a
we'll
heel, and then I'll do a heel.
Taking on not really, but taking on, I guess I'll say, arguing against the baby face of Kingdomino is, let's go with, I'll just go the first listed here, Sheriff of Nottingham. So these two, their beef goes way back. Gotta cut a promo for them. But you actually do maybe cut some promos in Sheriff of Nottingham. It's a bit of negotiation, and as one plays the sheriff, and the others are trying to possibly sneak contraband through, which is not really the most good guy thing, although they are the good guys, and the sheriff's not so great, so it just feels like a very somewhat confrontational game, not dealing with the best of subject matter. But
trying to smuggle in contraband, but it is one of those.
Definitely, the players are against each other at times, and you're cheering. You're like, "Open the bag! Open the bag! Go get them!" And then if you don't get them, then you get got. So I don't care. Just open the bag.
Yes, it's definitely not as approachable of a game for everyone. People are not going to necessarily, no matter who you. I mean, I think Kingdomino, you could ask most people, and even if they don't like it, they'll accept it. Whereas this, you do have to sometimes come out of your comfort zone a little bit, maybe. So, yeah, it's a good match. Good solid match to start off the night. But then we'll get into the next match here, and I'll give you a heel. And the first one that I will say is Everdell, which is surprising. Many people might think this is a babyface, and maybe in some storylines it is.
He once was.
He once was.
And now, back when he was just a little Ticket to Ride size box-based game.
And now he's gotten too big for his britches.
Now he is. The complete collection.
That's what he calls himself. Overall, I would say this game is pretty approachable. So he's still very charming. He's very good at what he does. He's one of those heels you want to root for. But then just some things about him now. Now that he's gotten pretty big, he's almost turning into a cash cow. His sales are good. He gets a lot of merch sales, and I think one of the reasons I put him on here personally is he feels like what he's trying to present you is be efficient. This is an efficiency puzzle, but don't be too efficient because you get 15 cards and that's all you get, and you got. And that's how he tricks you into thinking that he's a babyface, but he ain't.
These tricksters.
Exactly.
He's speaking from experience. Just trauma. Anytime he's been fooled by a game, it makes the list. And the babyface going against the Grand Everdell is a Flamecraft. Ooh. This one is more creatures, kind of similar. It probably reminds Everdell of what they used to be, and it's like, you used to be like me, we were friends, and look what you've become now, this giant monster. And Flamecraft is still holding on to that spark, that flame inside, that is goodness and adorable creatures and approachableness.
Yes, that is exactly what is happening. Yes. I think that's gonna be a pretty good match. Actually, that probably should have let off the night.
It should have let off the night. That is the kickoff match right there.
It is. Because, Flamecraft he's looking into a potential future. If Flamecraft starts, it was probably the same amount of success as Everdell. And if it starts getting expansions, and you don't know.
Better watch out.
You don't know what might happen.
The long-term storytelling here is going to be amazing. He's going to go the same path, and Everdell will be like, "You brought me back, now I got to bring you back."
Exactly.
It's going to be amazing.
And then you'll have Everdell Farshore come and knock their father out of the ring.
Who is that? And then they'll remove the hoodie, and it's like, it's Farshore! Oh my God! Son of Everdell!
Exactly. We might be going a little bit too far, but it is what it is.
We need to get some AI to write the storylines.
We really, really do. I need to mark these, otherwise I'm going to forget which ones I said.
Yeah, I'm doing that too with this jumping around.
But so then the next babyface that I've got for you, this one's kind of makes me think of maybe a luchador type game, and that is Sushi Go Party. It's kind of quick, snappy. It's going to do some high-flying things, because you can have different kind of combos that you can put together depending on what meals you want to do. That'll score kind of differently each game. But you'll be going through it really quickly. You'll be getting the cards really quick, and you're bound to have a good time with it. I think it's good at all different player counts, outside of maybe 2 players. So typically going to lose those two, those one-on-one matchups. But when they get into a larger match, that might be where they shine.
That's where they shine.
So, Sushi Go Party. Babyface, if I've ever seen one. Especially if you look at the art, it's got a very cutesy look.
Yes, for sure.
Maybe too cutesy. Maybe, I don't know, does it appeal? To have the right appeal, I don't know.
It'll sell to kids. The kids will love it. They'll have all the shirts and the masks and everything. And they're going against someone their own size.
The mask. I'm thinking of the different ones. Just having a mask of that. That would be pretty cool.
I want to see it. I want to see it make it happen. Can we get this crossover? going against someone their own size, which is why I'm choosing it now, and that is the Crew. Either the Planet, whatever, is it Planet 9? Quest for Planet 9, or Deep Sea?
Behind you.
Either one keeps reinventing itself, but it's always the same. Overhyped, pushed to the top of the BGG rankings. It's good. It's good in the ring. It's a good game. But it's friends with the management. It's that kind of heel.
It's
and
corporate.
It's corporate. And it's got the approval, and it's getting all these shenanigan victories, and you think it can't be stopped. So we need the cheery luchador Sushi Party to come on and say, hey, that is not fair, Crew. I'm taking you down.
Yes. I think this is going to be a high-flying match.
This is exciting. This is like moment of the night, highlight reel moments.
Yes, exactly. That's exactly what this match is. But then we've got maybe some go-away heat here of the Fall of the Mountain King. Now, this is a game that I really love, but it has some things in it that make it so other people don't love it for some reason. It's one that I want to get to the table a lot.
So we're the heels here.
So you are the heels. You're making him the heel because he tries to do it, but tries to be great, but he knows that's not getting him where he needs to be. So he's got to go out of his way to be a heel. It's kind of a darker look to the game. It's kind of a little bit more of a war going on in a way, sort of. You're trying to control things. There are some potential take-that-y type things you can do. I don't know that it's quite take that. Like, when I say take that, I think of, like, specifically, like, I am attacking that player with this card.
Yeah, choose a player, they lose this. Like, it's not like that. It's
right.
Just the typical kind of area control.
Right,
type
where
of things
you maneuver things around, kind of
steal and take
right.
control of an area.
Right. So it's what you expect from an area control game. So area control games always tend to be a little more on the heelish side.
Yeah.
Right off the bat, but yeah, I think this one's probably an older wrestler because he's got a fine wine look to him. He's pretty good looking, but yeah, not enough to pull in the kids.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And he's going up against very popular, great with fan service game here, and that is Planet Unknown. Another great looker, and the kids do love him. Everyone loves him because he's just a great guy. Granting wishes all the time. This is like John Cena. As the Kickstarter, it came. It was a great price. Did deliver. Might have taken a little while.
It took a little while. But that was right around COVID time, so give it a little slack. Give it a little slack.
But a great price.
He went to Hollywood for a little bit.
Yes, went to Hollywood. Had to make a few movies. Yeah, great price, great production throughout. For that price, for sure. Like other games, you look at this production, you say this Kickstarter, you'd be like, this is like $200 at least. But what was it? It's like under $100.
It was like $60 or $70.
It's amazing.
Which, to be fair, I think in their second print run here that they've done with the new expansion, I think now it was like up to $100.
Okay,
so that's a little bit closer to what
pretty good
still
price.
Pretty good price.
For what you're getting.
Yes, but that was a steal of the game.
Yeah, and I think they ended up upgrading. I don't know if most of the people did back the deluxe version, and then they decided not to make a regular version, was it?
I think so.
Just upgrade everyone who backed that without extra cost to the more deluxe version, which is another
that's what happened.
really great, awesome, nice thing to do. Makes everyone else, it might turn them into a heel for the people who did back the deluxe.
There's going to be those few fans.
This is where those interesting villains are created, where it's kind of like an Iron Man, like, someone from his past that he wronged in some way, and maybe he didn't know, comes back, and it's like, you think you're so great? Well, what did you do to me?
Exactly.
Yeah, it's that kind of thing.
It's the kind of thing that lead to these turns that happen.
Let's
hope that it doesn't. Let's hope that does not happen. But it could.
Planet Unknown.
Yeah, now this next one, it might be one of the possible bathroom break matches. I'm not sure. I hate to say it.
Well, I know
Hate to
who's
say
going
it.
against him now.
But it is. This is Babyface Honey Buzz. Buzz.
Buzz.
This one, another great looker.
Yeah.
I think all of these are great lookers, which is what you need to do to make it into the prime time.
Yeah. Yep.
So that always helps. Baby faces and heels typically are good looking, but yeah, this one, it's kind of like, I don't know. It's one that you wouldn't expect necessarily for the price that you can get this at. Typically, you wouldn't expect as much as you get out of it, and you really do get a lot. He earns his money well, I would say, and he does a pretty solid job at what he's doing with doing some worker placement and doing some pattern building. He goes out there and he outperforms what he should do. He really is kind of one of those that you would expect him to just kind of be like, pretty blah, but then it's like, you know what? He puts on a good show. He puts on a good show, even though he's not one of the big names.
Yeah, I think so. I agree with that.
But at the end of the day, it's like, he's not in a good storyline, so that's probably where I'm going to have to go.
Yeah,
to the bathroom.
I think so. And he's going against a pretty generic villain because he's got the same gimmick that the crew did, being in corporate, and that is Ark Nova. Getting all the favorable treatment, getting rocketed up to the top of the BGG ranks. Totally not deserved at all, whatsoever. Cheating its way to the top.
Getting the support of Vassal.
As heels do, yes. Wait a minute. Oh my goodness, every single heel is in Vassal's top 100 games. We're just naming his top 10.
That's what we're doing here.
That's another one, and it comes, people say, this kills Terraforming Mars. It's a killer. It's a murder. It just showed up. It's a legend killer. That's what this is.
That is what it is.
Maybe it should be in the main event now that I'm hyping it up like that.
It maybe should be, huh? Could be. Could be trying. Who knows what it's coming after next, but poor old Honey Buzz might not stand a chance.
I don't think Honey Buzz is making it. It's not its time.
It's not. It's not time to go over yet. And this is just a filler feud for Ark Nova.
Yeah.
Find its next victim, unfortunately. But that's why we know Honey Buzz doesn't have a chance. And, kind of sucks, but it is what it is.
It is what it is.
To be expected.
That's what Ark Nova always said. It is what it is. As we complain.
Well, what do we got next here? We've got... which one of these should be next on the card? I will go with Too Many Bones. Okay. And this is kind of just a brute. This is really a brute. He might not be... Well, he is. The stuff in the box is good looking. But we'll say he's not. Because he is huge. The box is huge. It doesn't fit in a Calyx shelf, so it doesn't fit the normal mold that you'd expect in a board game.
Yeah.
It's still got a deluxe feel, but it doesn't fit quite the mold, and he isn't very approachable at all.
No, he is not. It's almost... Yeah, it makes me think of some of those foreign, don't speak the language, giant villains like the Great Khali or Umaga, those types of villains where it's just like, not much like character there.
Right.
Maybe they have a manager, which that'd be interesting. What would its manager be?
Oh, I don't know what his manager would be.
We should have put a little more thought into this.
We should have. But yes, that is fair. I think he's kind of the giant that has to be taken down. Because it is. He can do good, and he will be what he needs to be or what he's trying to be. Yeah. But getting into it could be a little rough, and maybe I was even thinking maybe like a Goldberg, because I would say he doesn't come around that often.
That's true.
So someone maybe a legend.
Good. Goldberg is a pretty good one.
So,
although has Goldberg ever been a heel? Oh, yeah, a
He's-
little
he
bit.
had to
I
be
think
heel.
he had to have been.
He had to have been.
Had to
He
have
had like a run of however many undefeated streak or
That's
something.
true.
You don't get that being a babyface. I don't think. But yeah, it's a good game.
Yeah. So then the babyface going against that, like, who's the hero that you have to take on this big unbeatable villain? And I'm gonna go the South Tigris series from Garfield Games, and they are the kind of babyface that you just hate. The kind of babyface
Wow.
that the company, they're like a Roman Reigns babyface, where they keep pushing them.
Be more wrong on this.
This is the main character who's gonna defeat the villain, who's gonna defeat the big guy, gonna take down Brock Lesnar, gonna take down Too Many Bones. Here's Wayfarers, here's Scholars, but you're just like, I don't want more of it. I don't want South Tigris in the main event for the 10th straight year. That's Scholars of the South Tigris. That's Wayfarers of the South Tigris. It's pretty much Garfield Games.
It's a babyface.
It's
because
Garfield
he's that
Games right now.
good. It's a babyface because he's that good.
No. They gotta turn heel, and then they can be the greatest heel that ever was.
We'll have to wait for it. We'll wait for that turn. But right now, they're about as good a babyface as you could ask for. I'm with the company on this one. Oh boy, we're getting down there now. We're getting down there. Oh man, I'm between these two. I'll just say this one. This is one of those kind of main events before the main event. And this is Dwellings of Eldervale, where
Okay.
it's going to be something that puts on the 45-minute slow Triple H match.
Yes.
Where, he just... You know what you're probably going to get. You're going to get some of the big-time spots, but it's going to... it's still going to... It's like... I don't know. You want to see it. You want the match.
Yeah.
You want the match, definitely. And it ends up being a good match. It's like, is it really that good? Yes, it is. It is that good. And sometimes it's not as approached because it's a bigger game, bigger star.
Yeah.
And it can be tough to maybe want to get to the table sometimes. But then once you do get the box down and take out the stuff, it's already in all these great inserts, which we had will have or had a video on inserts, so definitely go check that out.
Yeah.
Breaking character here.
Yeah.
But yeah, then you get it out there and you're watching playing something great, and just gonna put on a great show.
Yeah, and all of those 40-minute matches, usually a Hell in a Cell match, they're bound to have interference. Multiple occurrences of interference throughout the match that the big good has to overcome. And what best way to have that interference but then to have a faction? A heel faction.
Oh boy.
Of the Thunderworks games. The Thunder Rollers. I don't know what to call them. But it's
Let us know in the comments below.
Yes, it's Lockup, it's Role Player, it's Cartographers, and any other ones that eventually continue to join the faction. And they're taking them on, they're using the numbers advantage in likely a no disqualification match. For some reason, not all attacking them immediately, even though it's no DQ.
One at a time.
They're waiting their time, taking their time. That's the match up there, to take down the big, because they know each one individually stands no chance against that giant game. But together, they can take them out.
Yeah, they're a pretty good group of games, and all quite different from one another.
Yeah.
So they all bring their own strengths to the table, and yeah, they're solid, but they would never beat something that great on their own.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it could be a good day of gaming, though.
Yes.
Then we'll go back to one more heel, one of the last two heels for me here. And this one, we've got someone who is on their maybe 100th gimmick or 100th expansion, and that is Root. always bringing more in and bringing more in. That it's always like, oh, this is going to be exciting. This is going to be the next big thing. And then it's a 3-week push, and then it's a 3-week push. It's hard to get it to the table, just because there's things about it that it's like that's it's so appealing looking, and you try to get it to the table, and you need 3 or 4 players, and then you need to teach everyone their individual faction. And the game itself, once you get into it and know how to play, it's 1 hour. But up until that point, it's just like, okay, well, this looks appetizing, this new potential faction. But to play that faction, I'm going to need to go get some other people. And, yeah, by then, you're on to the next one.
You're on to the next one.
I don't even know what I'm talking about at this point.
But I
was trying to think of how I could bring in the fact that we own like a bunch of expansions of the game, but it's so hard to get to the table. That just makes it a heel because it's like, I want to play this game. The few times I have played has been really good. So.
Another game, and actually I haven't played that much, but this is it's got its gimmick, it found its gimmick, it hasn't changed its gimmick. And this is one of those matchups where it's like, you look back in a few years, it's like, really, those games matched up? I don't even remember that. That doesn't feel right. This is Cubitos. Which I don't feel like these two really match up. I don't think they have great chemistry in the ring.
No.
But yeah, Cubitos is kind of that. The kids love them. It's goofy. It's the new day. They're dancing. They're jiving. All these wacky QB creatures racing around a track. Very approachable, very fun, exciting. But yeah, so how seriously to take it? I would say this is definitely a mid-card set of game right here.
Yeah, I would agree. And I would say Root is one of those that is stuck in the mid-card.
Yes.
Could main event, but is currently stuck there. And yeah, can't get out of these matches with games like Cubitos.
Yeah, the silly ones that go and throw pie at it, and it's like, I want to be taken seriously, and now you're just keeping me in these dumb storylines.
Exactly.
Poor Root.
Oh boy, now we got our semi-main event here,
Yeah.
And we've got one of our main baby faces of the company, and that is Wingspan. This has kind of been the poster child, I would say, for board gaming. If you're looking, well, one of the in the last few years. I mean, if you're not counting Catan, Ticket to Ride, the ones that came out quite a while ago, but more recently, I would say Wingspan has been the poster child of the board gaming hobby. It's sold millions of dollars of merch, millions of copies, and yeah, it's just a great experience. It's doing what you would kind of expect from that game. Yeah. There's not really anything negative about it. Yeah. Some people may say it's overrated, but they're wrong. And and it's every so often with an expansion, it kind of reinvents itself. It just keeps it going. Yeah. So it's one that, even when you think, it might be getting stale, it just adds another little bit to the character. And yeah, it's one that is going to be a tough matchup for most games.
Yeah. But, when a fight is great, when a feud is great, they say fight forever. And I feel like these two are going to be fighting forever.
Oh, boy.
They're like brothers. This is Scythe.
Oh, boy.
Scythe and Wingspan, the Stonemaier games. Scythe was there first. Had all the hype, all that same hype. Said, I'm like the biggest game out there. This is really great. It was probably a face at a time. It was a darker face because of the landscape, because of the setting, but it was cool and it was good. And then years go by, they get expansions, kind of the same trajectory and path. And then Wingspan comes along, its little brother or sister or whatever. And then Wingspan kind of does the same thing and just way outshines Scythe in sales and everything, in popularity. And
something you would never think would happen in this board game space. When you look at kind of the artwork and cool production of Scythe, it's like that definitely seems like it fits more of the gamer than
gamer.
Wingspan, which is birds, birds heavy. It's like, I feel like that could be pretty kind of, I don't know, controversial is the right word, but something that some people are gonna really like, and some are gonna like, I don't really like that at all.
Yeah, and then they're kind of together, like along with viticulture. They were like a 3-person faction, like the Shield, or some other ones like what is it, Legacy.
There you go.
And then Wingspan's like, oh, isn't this great? Another one added to this group. I'm so happy to be here. And then Scythe is like, yeah, that's right. That's good. And then he turns the thumb upside down, and Batista bombs him.
He does. He's like, why has Jamie confirmed there will be no additional content for me, yet Wingspan continues to get content.
Like, you're going to get all the continents, Wingspan. You're going to get every single
People have been asking every week for more. But it just never gets answered.
Never gets answered.
So, yeah, they will be fighting forever, I think.
It's going to be, everyone will
love
always put on great matches.
They do. But now we got the actual main event here, and this might actually be probably a worse match, so probably should flop the two. We'll see. But this one is one of the most darndest heels you'll ever find. And this is Clank Legacy, which, at first, he was the hottest babyface that you could be. With his storyline, he had an amazing storyline.
A babyface forever.
He's like, I could do this forever. But actually, he couldn't. He was limited to only so many matches. Before then, it's like the writers quit writing him a storyline, and now he just became blah. It's really unfortunate for him, and he's hated the writers ever since for not making a longer story. And now he's hearing that his brother's getting signed to the company and going to come in, and he knows that he's in a lot of trouble now, because once Clank Legacy 2 comes, oh boy, that's not going to be good. That's going to be a matchup. That's going to be heel versus babyface. All right. So he knows to get some momentum, he's probably going to have to win this match. Because, this Legacy game, the campaign, was amazing. And the game, you can still play it afterwards, and it's fine. Some people like it more than others.
Well, I haven't gotten to play. I've only gotten to play it once. So I'm like, writers, what the heck? Why did you change this whole thing up? You had a good thing going.
Yes, I just wanted more, unfortunately.
Just wanted more, and
that's my own fault.
Yeah, and then just another kind of makes sense to match these two up. It's Charterstone, the cheery, lovable legacy game. Another legacy game that doesn't have those issues, doesn't have that angst, isn't upset at no additional content. They're like, here, you want a recharge pack? Here you go, you got it.
You got an additional
replayable.
Story.
You are replayable. You maybe don't get as stale after playing. You're just turned into a really cool worker placement game that people love to come back to.
Yeah, I think that works. That is a pretty good another storyline there. So maybe that was the main event. But I think both of those were pretty good. But yeah, so that's what we got for these.
That's what we've got. We didn't know what direction to take this one. We started filming, and we just
probably got crazier and
started down a path, and we just kept going.
We never got back on. So if you're still watching at this point, we really appreciate it.
If you're like not as into games or wrestling, and you come into this looking for some information on maybe some games to get someone, you have come to the worst place possible.
Yes,
the worst video possible to watch to get into it.
Yes. But, yeah, if you liked what you saw, we'd appreciate a thumbs up. If you absolutely hated it, you can give us a thumbs down. Either way, let us know in the comments below what you thought. If you think of any games when you think of heel versus babyface, good versus bad, and we don't necessarily want to hear what you think are bad games, but just kind of the way we sort of talked about them, kind of tried to come up with some crazy stories, but yeah. Otherwise, check out our other content. It isn't quite as crazy as this. If you want to learn about more about some of these games, let us know in the comments below, and we can make some additional, maybe non-wrestling videos about them. And But otherwise, we hope to see you on our videos, and as always, don't forget to
Keep on nibbling.
on our content.